Hello to all my future sailors. Thank you for tuning in to my video. Here to talk about phase 1 of the SIU Apprenticeship. I recently went last year. It was July 31st. It's November 20th. It was here up in Piney Point, Maryland. So basically how the whole process works is you apply, and then they like your application, then you go on to the next step, which is taking the reading and math test, pretty simple test, elementary grade stuff. And then once you do that, you go in for the interview and they like that, and you go on to the next step, which is getting all your physicals and stuff done. And then once you do all that, the school will send you an email saying when the next available class. Right now it's a deck shortage, so if you want to go deck, you'll definitely get out pretty quick. Deck or Stewart, I heard. I'm not entirely sure about that, but Deck or Stewart, they're kicking them out. They're pushing them forward a little bit quicker. But you can always switch once you get here. But like I said, if you want to get out pretty quick, I recommend going like Deck, because when I switched the engine when I got here, but I got here faster by going Deck originally. I didn't know I could switch until I got here. And I ended up talking to a lady, and she was like, yeah, you can switch departments or whatever. And yeah, because I applied, because she emailed me and she said if I go deck, I can be out within the next month or two. And so I was like, yeah. So I jumped on that and I was here. So basically, you fly in. Well, the travel department is going to give you a call saying a guy's going to be waiting, the blue shirt, and you get to the airport. I flew with one of my classmates from high school. Shout out to Jamal. And yeah, so we get to the airport, sitting there for a while. First guy I met, it was a guy named Fluff. Shout out to him. And yeah, and then a couple of my other people from my class came, and then we just sat there till about 12 o'clock, and then the bus came and got us. And we went through orientation and all that stuff. Well, no, we had a 2-hour drive here. And then from Baltimore to Piney Point. And then you get here. Mr. Guy was here when we got here. He's not here anymore, but he kind of grilled us a little bit. I kind of expected that because of what kind of guy he said he was. So he did that for a while. And one I can remember is he was talking about a guy with brown boots, and he cussed him out right there as soon as we walked in. But so basically, yeah, we go upstairs. We know how to make our beds and stuff. Some of the people from the class before, like 2 classes before us, the class that just tested out, they was the ones showing us how to make our beds and stuff and all that. And then yeah, and then once you do all that, then you start BT. Well, you go through like a bunch of different classes and stuff, telling you what not to do because you get kicked out and all type of stuff. Doing like paperwork, MMC paperwork, getting uniform, stuff like that. That whole first week, so you're not really doing too much. And then the second week, well, this is how it was when I was here. The program's changed a little bit, but this is how it was when I was here. And then we do BT. BT consists of basic firefighting, floating for a minute, learning how to get in a life raft, learning how to put on a life jacket, all that type of stuff. It's a simple class. It's a very easy class. It's only a week. And ain't take BPDSD, all that stuff is pretty simple. It's just a week. It's a test involved in it too, but it's simple. So you get through that BT, boom, you're done. Then we did, then after that week, we started Vessel Fam. So first 2 weeks is nothing. Is like orientation week, and then basic training. Then your third week, you start Vessel Fam. Vessel Fam is, of course, talking about how ships are built, all that stuff, like the keel, the framing, learning about port side, starboard side, forward, bow, stern, different types of ships, container ships, tankers, tugs, ro-ros, all that stuff. And that's about it. It was a 2-week course when I got here, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's a week now. So it's a little bit more compacted. So you're probably not gonna learn as much as we did in the 2 weeks that we took it versus because it's a week now. And then boom, you get through that. And then once we got through vessel fam, we took galley. You're in the galley for 2 weeks, but granted, the program has changed now. So you're not in the galley for 2 weeks. It's more so about you getting, like, from what I heard from the new first phase is you get a phone call or something like that saying your class is the one, or you get your teacher gonna tell you in the class you're in when y'all do galley and stuff like that. So, and then you do that. So it's not a class no more. It's just more something you do when you're not in class, and or whoever not having class or something like that. I'm not entirely sure because the program has changed, like I said. And then after galley, we did water survival. And water survival is basically teaching you like different life. It's basically a redo of basic training. It's the same stuff, but except they're talking about lifeboats and signals and all that. But like I said, talk about all this in basic training. So everything's somewhat connected. You know what I'm saying? So you get through that, and then you learn how to paddle a open lifeboat. But you're never going to encounter that because open lifeboats aren't even a thing anymore. And and you do that, and then because actually they said they're getting ready to take that out because, like I said, it's not even in the fleet anymore. Open lifeboats aren't even a thing, but it's something good to know. And then also you learn how to release the lifeboat, release the big lifeboat, big orange lifeboat off the davit. It's a pretty fun process, and you get to drive it around. We did. I'm not. Some classes don't because they say sometimes they be broke, but I know our class did. It was a good experience. Very rocky, but good experience. And then and then after that, and then once you get through that, you take. They said that was the hardest test. It was easy. I got like a 76 or 74, 76, something like that. It was pretty simple. It wasn't that hard. I got through it in like 30 minutes. It's all about studying and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then once you do that, and then once you're done with that, we went back in the galley for galley. No, we did government vessels and advanced firefighting. Government vessels is basically learning how to patch up holes and stuff like that. It's no test, but apparently it is a test now. They told one of the first phases did say it's a test now. So it wasn't a test we were here, but now it's a test. So you do advanced firefighting. Simple. You just go through like a maze and stuff. It's dark, man. It's dark and compacted. So and then you can't see nothing. You crawl in with a partner, and you just got to get a body from like a 2-story building. Can't see nothing, like nothing at all. And you get through that, and then that's like the end of the week. That's the last thing you do. And also you learn how to use fire extinguishers and all that stuff. Pretty simple stuff. And then and then after that you do government vessels. Government vessels is just a week full of PowerPoints. That's it. And learning how to use like a fire pump. Learning how to like get water out of flooded, like say the engine room or say one of the decks flooded, they're gonna show you how to like pump the water out and all that stuff. You learn how to use a bilge pump. That's what it's called. Learn how to use a bilge pump, and then and then after that, you and once you get through those 2 weeks, then you go back in the galley for 2 more weeks. Granted, that is not how it is now. Like I said, you get you don't spend 2 weeks in the galley. It's more so like a day-to-day type of thing. Like it's not something you're gonna do every single day. It's more so like a day-to-day thing, or who not in class, or who on idle. Idle is like when you get done with class and they haven't put you on the ship yet. I was on the idle. I was idle, but I technically wasn't. Like I tested out on a Friday and I was on my ship by Monday. So I technically wasn't idle. I was only here for like 2 days after I tested out, but I'll get to that in a second. So yeah, and once you get through water survival, galley 2, you're done. Granted, the program has changed, so it's not like that anymore, but that just is how it was when I was here. And then once we did that, we started vessel ops. Vessel ops is basically learning how to like getting the idea of what you're gonna be doing day to day on the ship. I was engine, so we chipped and painted in the engine room because as an entry level wiper goodie, whatever have you, because your phase 4, well, that's beside the point, but you learn that's what you're gonna be doing entry level until you get your oiler. So chipping and paint, even as an oiler, you might still chip and paint, but we chipped and painted. But first, it was 2 weeks of class, talking about what's gonna be on the test, different tools, hammers, different type of hammer, ball peen hammer, carpenter's hammer, all type of stuff, mallets, different screwdrivers, simple stuff, different like how to navigate, what's on the ship, all type of stuff. And then once we did that, and then we went to the Freedom Star. We went to the Freedom Star for a little bit. Freedom Star is just the training ship that's on campus. So, and in your last 2 weeks, or last 2 weeks when I was here, we did chip and paint it every day. We chipped and painted every day, pretty much for 2 weeks. And deck chipped and painted on deck. We chipped and painted in the engine room. And then steward department, they worked in the galley for 2 weeks. Like I said, the program has changed, so I'm not entirely sure if it's still like that. So yeah, and then we got through that, and then we went on a voyage. So since our class was like kind of big, it really wasn't. It was 16 people in my class, but our class was kind of big, so they split it up in two. We went on like a 2-day voyage. It's usually a week, but the classes are kind of bigger now. So, but they're dividing in half. But they said now some people don't go out. But that's how it was when I was here. Some people didn't go out, but luckily our class did, and the 2 classes before me did. So it was a pretty fun experience. So you stay and watch, and yeah, and we learned how to change oil on all like the bow thruster, the 2 main engines, and the stern thruster, and all that. And yeah, it was a pretty fun experience. Yeah, and then, but the program itself, like as far as like the living situation, it's pretty fun. I mean, you meet new people. You meet new people. Yeah, you and your class may not get along because, like I said, you're living with them for 4 months. You know, it's going to be disagreements. It's all about being mature about it. Yeah, it's all about being mature about it, following the rules. You know what I'm saying? There's rules in place. You know what I mean? You don't follow the rules, you get in trouble. You get in trouble enough, you get kicked out. This is what it is. It's anywhere you go, same way here. But they're pretty strict. You know, we wear uniforms, stuff like that. We do colors every morning. You get room inspection. Room inspections are very, very tight. I can recall you get my bed ripped almost every day for like a whole month. And I kind of got used to it. And then still after that point, I still was getting it ripped up. Every now and again. But I kind of got used, because it was kind of new to me learning how to make a bed with angles in it. I never did that in my life. I really ain't make my bed every day at home. Like, granted, putting angles in it. So, yeah. And then, and I mean, then, you know, about staying up in class, you go to sleep in class, the teacher will yell at you. Same, like I said, it's simple stuff. It's not a hard program. It's not military, it's paramilitary. So it has like a military aspect to it, you know, order, you know what I'm saying? Like maintaining some type of discipline, so like that. Granted, it's not like that on the ship. It's just feeling a sense of accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? Feeling a sense of accomplishment for like completing this program, because it is a long process. 4 months, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's good. I mean, I don't have no complaints. I got in trouble every now and then, but it was for petty stuff, you know what I'm saying? Oh, and then also you do gangway watch, front gate watch, and bosun watch. Bosun watch where you sit at the table. If somebody come downstairs, you let them know. Or if you see something, I see a light on, you write down the book. Gangway watch is when you're watching the Freedom Star, you know, something look messed up, you let them know. And front gate watch is just stand and watch at the front gate. Pretty simple. Don't go to sleep though, because you will get in trouble if you get caught going to sleep. Yeah, I mean, like I said, great experience. I wouldn't trade it for nothing. It's a good way to learn, because, you know, and also, this is a great program just because like they give you everything you need to get on the ship. Like they give you everything. You don't gotta. It's a free tuition program. You know, housing, food, all that stuff. Only thing you gotta pay for is your flight, uniform, stuff like that. And I would say this will be more or less depending on where you live at, but I probably spent maybe $2,000 because $500 for my uniforms. But it's a little bit less now. Just because you don't get it. I think it's less now because you don't get as much stuff as you did. Because we got 3rd phase uniforms, but we didn't have to do 3rd phase. Yeah, we got 3rd phase uniforms, we didn't have to do 3rd phase. Well, we do have to do 3rd phase, but it's a part of the hotel now. So typically you would have took DL and LG and RFP, NW, or EW if you're engine, or NW if you're deck. But now you take all that in first phase. So like I said, my experience was going to be a lot different from y'all's just because the classes are different. Y'all are taking DL and LG and RFP, NW, EW in first phase too. Like I'm in third phase right now, but you know, typically you would have the old program you would have came for third phase like me. And typically they'd be wearing the blue shirts and khakis, but now they've changed it, so we're upgraders now. So yeah, I mean, DL and LG, can be pretty difficult. LNG is pretty simple. RFP, EW, it's no test. It's just a class about learning how to stand watch, being able to stand watch. RFP and W, it is a test. From what I've heard, it's pretty simple. It's not a hard test at all. It's a month. So yeah. So like I said, I didn't go through the new program. I went through the old program where it was first, second, third, fourth, and fifth phase. Now it's just 3 phases. So yeah, I mean, and then once I tested out, it was pretty simple. Yeah, and also, oh yeah, I forgot. So you wake up at, if you're in the galley, you wake up at 4. Well, you wake up at 4. You have to be down the stairs by 4:45. You wake up at 4, be downstairs by 4:45. If you're not in galley, wake up by 5, be downstairs by 5:45, or whatever time you and the bosun comes up with in your class. Yeah. So, any more questions? Drop down in the comments. Thank you for watching. Class 900 out.